Aaron and I met when I was 21 and he was 23. I was a second-year law student, tired, over-caffeinated, and emotionally unavailable. He was my roommate's best friend from undergrad, crashing on our couch after his tech startup got its first round of seed funding. He had that dangerous kind of charm, bookish with sharp eyes, soft-spoken but deeply confident. Like he could break your heart with a quote from Hemingway. We bonded over late-night kitchen chats and hung over Sunday mornings. He loved indie films and made fun of my true crime obsession. I helped him edit pitch decks, he made me laugh when I forgot how. There was this constant low hum between us, like the air just thicker when we were in the same room. But timing was always trash. He was casually dating someone. I was terrified of anything real. And maybe part of me liked the ache of wanting him but never touching him. It was safer that way. Over time, we became best friends. He'd text me after shitty dates, I'd send him courtroom horror stories. We saw each other through breakups and burnout. For years, he was the what if I carried around like a hidden bruise. Then came Lena. Lena is my younger sister by 5 years, and she's the kind of girl who makes rooms tilt toward her. She's blonde, charming, disarmingly pretty, and absolutely ruthless when she wants something. She became TikTok famous during the pandemic for her pastel kitchen and fake morning routine videos. Everything she does is curated, intentional. She calls it aesthetic living. I call it performance. She met Aaron at her birthday party, one I threw for her, by the way. He came as my guest. And from the moment she saw him, she was on him. I tried to brush it off. She flirts with everyone. But then she started inviting him to her influencer brunches, DMing him memes, tagging him in things. It was calculated, persistent. And despite knowing my history with him, she pursued him. When they started dating, she framed it as some sort of cosmic accident. We just clicked, she said, wide-eyed and faux innocent. My stomach churned for weeks. I told myself I was being dramatic. I smiled at their engagement party. I bought the damn dress for the wedding. I gave the toasts, laughed at the jokes, swallowed my pride. It almost worked. The night before the wedding was supposed to be low-key, drinks at the vineyard, a sunset dinner, some speeches. But the moment I walked into the space, I felt that familiar knot tightening in my stomach. Everyone was there, Lena's army of influencer bridesmaids, our emotionally constipated parents, Aaron's startup bros in blazers with sneakers. I nursed a glass of wine and tried to keep my face neutral. Then I heard my mother. She was whispering to my aunt, loud enough to be overheard. You know, it really should have been me. She's always been closer to Aaron. But she's just too serious. Men don't like that. Aaron was 10 feet away, and we locked eyes. His expression flickered, something between hurt and regret. I left the patio. He followed. Behind the venue, in the vineyard garden, we found a pocket of silence. He looked wrecked. We sat on a bench under a string of lights and didn't speak for a minute. Then, softly, do you ever think about us? I laughed. It wasn't funny. It was painful. All the time, I said. Why didn't we ever try? Because we're both cowards. I was scared I'd ruin you. You didn't. She did. He reached for my hand. My pulse spiked. The vineyard was warm and golden and the air smelled like jasmine and sin. And then he kissed me. It wasn't sweet. It was desperate. It was 10 years of longing detonating in one soft explosion. We didn't go back inside. We ended up in my hotel room. I didn't even remember the walk there. It was all a blur of frantic hands and hushed gasps. We barely closed the door before he was pressing me against it, kissing me like he needed to memorize my mouth. Clothes fell. Time dissolved. He worshipped my body like it was something holy and forbidden. I dragged my nails down his back. We made love like it was the only time we ever would. After, we lay tangled in the sheets, heartbeats wild. He held my hand and whispered. I should have fought for you. I always wanted to. I didn't say anything. I didn't trust my voice. We fell asleep like that. Skin to skin. No regrets. Not yet. He left at dawn. Said he needed to think. I understood. I stayed in bed, stunned and sore and overwhelmed. I still felt his lips on my collarbone. I smelled him on my pillow. I was spinning. Then I noticed Lena's phone buzzing on the nightstand. She'd left it after FaceTiming a makeup artist in my room. I wasn't going to look. Until I saw the name pop up, Jack's Sweat Droplets Curiosity 1. I tapped. The messages were unhinged. One more night and I'm his wife. You better make it worth it. He's sweet but so boring. You ruin me. Bali is booked. Can't wait for secret beach sex. I felt the nausea rise like a wave. My sister, Miss Picture Perfect relationship coach, was actively cheating. And planning more. I sat there in disbelief, the guilt of what I'd done with Aaron melting into rage at what she was doing to him. She didn't deserve him. She never had. I tried. I really did. I rehearsed a sweet, neutral maid of honor speech. I tried to be diplomatic. But every time I looked at her fake smile, I thought of Aaron's hands on my hips. Of her texts. Of his heart being shattered. When they handed me the mic, something in me snapped. Marriage is about honesty, I said, smiling tightly. Even when it's inconvenient. Even when it's not aesthetic. Even when you're sneaking off to screw your personal trainer the night before. Gasps. Whispers. Lena's jaw dropped. I turned to Aaron. He looked like he already knew. You deserve someone who chooses you. Who doesn't lie. Who doesn't send nudes to someone named Jax while planning your honeymoon. I pulled out her phone. Opened the texts. Showed them to him. He stared. Then looked at Lena. Then me. Then he left. Just walked out. The wedding collapsed. Lena screamed. My mom cried. Guests scattered. A bridesmaid threw up in the hydrangeas. Jax went private on Instagram. Aaron sent me a single text that night, thank you for telling me. I don't know what happens next. But I know I want it to be real. We've seen each other 3 times since. It's complicated. Messy. But when he kisses me, it feels like finally breathing after years underwater. My family won't speak to me. Lena's career is tanking. I'm being called everything from a homewrecker to a hero online. But for the first time in a decade, I don't feel like I'm waiting for my life to start. I think it already has. TLDR, I loved him first. She stole him. I slept with him the night before their wedding. Then I exposed her for cheating. Wedding ruined. Family destroyed. But it finally feels honest. Ida?